Hey, what's up you guys? It is Tyler and today I am going to be giving you my dating advice. So just to clarify before we begin, this is not advice for cis people about how to date a trans person. This is advice for trans people just on dating tips in general from the perspective of a trans man. So let's get started. So as far as meeting your significant other, that's gonna come basically the same as with anyone else. You know, there are plenty of ways to meet people. There's online dating and dating apps. There's even LGBT dating apps. And of course, there's the old-fashioned just getting out and meeting people, you know, doing your hobbies and maybe finding someone who has similar interests by just going out and finding people like you. So that's just sort of universally true whether you're trans or not. But when it comes to actually engaging and dating, that's when things get a little more complicated for trans people. So that's sort of what we're gonna focus on today. Before I started this video, I sort of sat down and put all my thoughts onto paper with some little illustrations and stuff. So I will be going off of that. So the very first thing at the top of the page, be open, be honest, be genuine. And this I feel like is very important in every relationship, in every aspect of dating, but especially with trans people because you don't want to feel like you're hiding anything and you don't want to make anyone think that you have anything to hide. I think you definitely need to come out to your significant other as soon as possible, but that is a little more complicated and I'll get into that in just a minute. But be open about yourself in all aspects of your life. I mean, dating is just getting to know another person. And if being trans is a major part of your life, that's something that you should want them to know about. You don't want to pretend to be something you're not. If you're not a very masculine trans man, then don't put on this air of masculinity. And 'cause most people can see right through that veneer pretty fast. People are constantly trying to be something that they aren't. And as a trans person, you should take pride in the fact that you have gone against all odds in order to be true to yourself. And people will pick that up and they really appreciate that because that is not very common, especially today. So when it comes time to tell the person that you're talking to or on a date with that you're trans, it can be a little bit scary. So my tip for that is test the waters by incorporating the subject into the conversation. Transgender topics are actually really big right now, so it's not that difficult to find a way to work that into whatever you're talking about. There's a lot of ways that you could bring it up and just kind of work it in and see how they react and see what they say to that. So that way you have a general idea and you know where you can go from there. Obviously, if they're super hateful and transphobic, it's gonna make things a little bit awkward, but you shouldn't feel bad like you're missing out or regret bringing up the topic because eventually it should come up. And if they have an issue with it, then they're not someone that you want to be with anyways. So do not feel like you're missing out just because the person that you had interest in is just ignorant and hateful. That's not someone you want to be with anyways. And my last three little things on the page here are things that I've crossed out because they're stuff you want to avoid when telling your person of interest that you are trans. Not a confession, you are not guilty, and it is not a scary thing to be trans or to date a trans person. So however you portray this, however you choose to come out to them, that's how they are going to perceive it. So if you come out to them in a way that portrays being trans as just being another interesting part about you, then that's how they're gonna see it. But if you make it like this huge confession, like you've been hiding something from them, like it's gonna be so scary to date you and you have all these issues and you're guilty because you're trans, that's how they're gonna see it, and that's gonna be a major red flag to them. I know that's really difficult because a lot of times coming out feels exactly like that, but there is nothing wrong with being trans and it does not make you any less desirable as a partner, and you have to go into this knowing that. I mean, really, when it comes to dating, all I can say is that you should try to come out as soon as possible, be very genuine, don't make it a huge deal, don't turn it into something it's not. I know dating can be kind of scary, but as long as you stay true to yourself, you will find that special someone. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it on your other social media if you liked it. So that's all I have for you guys. Let's move on to the comment question of what I wish for you. I wish I were as good as you at blank. My answer is rimming. I wish I were as good as you at rimming. So now it's an ASMR video too. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All around me are familiar faces. Wanna play, wanna be. What am I talking about though? What was I saying? I'm so quirky.